Namaste, everybody. Welcome to your practice. This is Stephen from YogaWorks, and in this class today, we're going to be balancing both sides. Obviously, physically, that means balancing the left and the right side of the body. And we're specifically going to get into the side body, as in the area all along the outer seam of the body, sort of the part that connects your front and your back together, which is often overlooked a little bit in many yoga practices. And I always feel it like sort of seems to integrate everything nicely together. When we get into the muscles here, the lats, there's the QL deep inside the lower back, there's the obliques here, your core muscles around your waist, and then there's muscles along the outer hips, and then running all the way down to the knee through the IT band. So those are the main not issues, we'll be focusing on today. In a more mental aspect, we'll also be focusing on creating a sense of balance in our life, because it's easy to lose track of this. So in a sense, we're practicing how much time do I spend online versus offline? How much time do I spend outdoors versus indoors? How much time do I spend sitting versus moving around and being active? How much time do I spend in my work versus in my family life or personal life outside this? There's many questions we can ask around this. There's no right answer, of course. From day to day, this might even change. But often we might be aware that there's a bit of an imbalance that we can address for sure. I'll leave that up to you, but through this class, we'll create a little bit of awareness in just to restore a sense of balance between both sides of the body, but also mentally in our minds. Let's move to the mat. And let's start the best way possible. I love this. It's just to lie on your back. Just lie down. Shavasana. Already. Maybe we should just stay here for the whole hour. No, we won't do that. We'll come back to this at the end of the class. Just take a few breaths and feel your body resting down. And then make sure you have some space above you to stretch your arms over the head. You can keep it quite relaxed, but just find a bit of length in the side body. And if you need to bend your elbows a bit to make this more comfortable or feasible, then that's okay. And then make this a little bit more active, stretching out the right side, reaching through right fingertips and the right toes. So you feel this whole right side body stretch and lengthen. And then release. And then stretch more to the left, reach through the left arm, the left toes. Stretch and release. We're just doing a little cat stretch, like we've just woken up, and then walk both of your feet over to the right and cross your left ankle over the right. And then with your upper body, and mainly the arms, go over to the right as well. And with the right hand, I like to hold the left wrist and then just relax everything down. This is not supposed to be a very strenuous pose. It's more of a restorative yin type pose. But it's a nice one to stay for a little bit longer and just feel the area that we are focusing on. So always in our warm-up, we're introducing the actors of the play, the main characters that we're going to be focusing on in our yoga practice. So that's what we're doing here. So just bring a bit of awareness, a bit of sensation to the side body, that's it. And then release that. Walk both feet over to the left, cross your right ankle over the left, and then come into that banana shape with your whole body, walking the arms over to the left side as well. My left hand is holding the right wrist, and then just relax down and let the whole right side lengthen. It's nice to work with the breath here. Just send a few breaths into any areas that have your attention. And then take one more deeper breath. Exhale, relax. And slowly release. Let's come up to sitting and come into cross-legged position. Let's start with the left shin in front of the right. And instead of having knees wide and the feet pointed, there's nothing wrong with this, but you have a bit more outer hip stretch. Bring everything in and flex your feet. So you're pulling the toes up towards the shins, cross your shins down the middle, and then lengthen the spine. Lean a little bit forward and walk your hands a bit to the left. So we're just introducing a mild side bend here, and you probably feel a bit of a stretch in the outer hip. It might be mild, it might be a bit more challenging if you're a bit restricted in that area. So just go as far as you need to feel that. You might be way more up. You might be lying all the way down. It doesn't matter really. Just go as far as you need to. And then take a few breaths here just to accept the pose and the sensations and just how you feel at the moment. This is our starting point. We'll work from this point onwards. So if you feel a bit depleted, a bit off balance, a bit stiff and tight, then that's just what we'll work with. That's okay. Slowly come up. Boat pose, just lift the feet so that the shins are parallel to the mat. If you can, reach your hands forward. There's also full boat pose where the feet go a little bit higher, maybe face height. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Cross the right shin in front of the left. So crossing down the middle, quite compact. Your feet are under your knees somewhere. Flex the feet. Lengthen the spine. Walk a tiny bit forward and a little bit to the right. That's it. Again, you might be more upright. You might be bending down way further. That's okay. Again, bring your awareness to the part of the body that we're working with. The side body on the left now is lengthening, and the left outer hip is encouraged to stretch here and to feel some space. Take another breath and exhale as you relax. Slowly come up and then come into this, I think it's called deer legs or stag legs, where the left knee is inside the right foot. Your feet are more or less a bit more than hip distance apart, and then just make sure you have some space both sides because we'll be alternating to the other side like this. I'm just placing my hand behind me, and then like a windscreen wiper, I'm going over to the other side. Doesn't matter which way you're facing, just make sure you have enough space to do that. Even if you're a bit off your mat, then that's not a big problem. And just windscreen wipe, this gives the hips some really nice input to work with in a rotation of the thigh bones and the hip socket. And it's nice and gentle to start with. Even if your knees don't go all the way down, you're welcome to stop before you reach all the way down to the mat. There's no problem with this. And if you want to get your core a bit more involved, then you can do exactly the same with your hands lifted. And you feel the belly, the sides, your lower back will have to be a bit more switched on for that. So whichever one you choose, it's fine. And then next time your knees go to the right, keep them to the right. With your left hand, reach far over that right knee. Walk the fingers extra far away and then push the left hand down as you turn your chest down towards the mat. Keep pushing the left hand down. I really love this side stretch. Gets into that area under the armpit and the side of the ribcage really nicely. With the right hand, I like to support and just push gently onto the floor to get the chest a little bit lower. Nice. Lift back up. Windscreen wipe to the left. Right hand, reach it far over the left knee as far as you can. Walk the fingers a bit more forward and push that right hand down quite strongly as you turn the chest down. Maybe the head touches down. That's not so important, but it might happen. And then find a stretch under the right armpit. All the way down the side of your torso to the right hip. Another inhale. Exhale. Good. Slowly come up. Come onto hands and knees. And then just do a few rounds of cat and cow. You all know this one, I'm sure. For the cow, dropping the chest and lifting the gaze. Cat is a rounded back with spinal flexion, looking back towards the belly button. Just move through these two extremes of your spinal motion linked to the breath. And it's early in our practice, so don't go too far, just get a little bit of motion and linking of the breath to your movement, to your body. That's all we're doing right now. And then settle in the middle, in the neutral spine. Now we'll do sideways cat and cow. The right ear, just look down to the mat and move the right ear over to the right shoulder. And then the right hip, move it also to the right. So I'm cocking the hips a little bit to the right, which shortens the right side body here. If you've never done this before, this might be a little bit unusual. And you should feel a nice length on the left as the right side is crunching together. And then take it over to the other side. Left ear, left shoulder, left hip to the left. Make the left side body as short as you can, crunching those muscles together. And in the process, you'll lengthen the right side. Back to center. And then go a few times in each direction. Focus on the quality of the movement, not the number of reps that you can do. And we really want to feel one side is crunching together. It's really good core work, actually. And one side is lengthening. Not the biggest stretch, but it's a nice awareness exercise to get access to these muscles in the sides. Do one more on each side. And then place your hands a little bit further forward, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. And feel free to move the legs around. It might be nice to bend one knee and then the other, just to walk the legs out. Or whichever movements are feeling good for you right now. If you find it hard to straighten the spine, to lengthen the spine, if your down dog looks a little bit like this, then I've had this for many years, that's why I know exactly what it feels like. Then just bend the knees and see if that allows you to lengthen the spine more, especially today, but actually every time you do down dog, the main purpose is to lengthen the spine, even if that means you have to bend the knees a lot. So the hamstrings are secondary to the length in the spine. If you can lengthen the spine and straighten the legs, that's good. But if you can't, then it's better to bend the knees. And then walk the feet a tiny bit closer, maybe a foot's distance or so, just to shorten the down dog a bit. Take your right hand to the outside of the left ankle or lower leg somewhere, and then pull the chest through. It's amazing twist, down dog, upper body strengthener, and a really great length in the side body. And then place the right hand down. Take the left hand to the outside of the right ankle or lower leg. Maybe you can even look under the right armpit as you stretch your hips up and back. It's a great pose to do every day, in my opinion. And then place the left hand down again. Walk the feet back to normal down dog length. And then place your feet a little bit wider than normal. and lift up onto the toes and let both heels come over to the left. Make sure that your feet are in line at this for them to follow each other. And then press that right hand down. Maybe you want to bend the knees a little bit and crouch down low, or whichever way you want to get into the whole right side body here. That right hand wants to become light, but don't do it. Don't lift it up. Press it down instead. And then back to center. Swivel the feet to the opposite side, so heels to the right. Press the left hand down, lean the hips back and up. And maybe bend the knees a little bit. And just noodle around to find the best stretch for you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's definitely not an official yoga pose, but feels so good. Come back to center. Walk your feet forward to the front of the mat. And then bend the knees slightly and slowly roll up to standing. Roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And already you might feel after this little warm-up that there's a bit more awareness, maybe some space here in the side body. Let's continue. Lift the arms. Hold with your right wrist, hold the left, with your right hand, hold the left wrist and take the arm up and over the head. Push both feet down and then lengthen this whole left side of the body here. Take a few breaths. Nobody says that you have to go really far. You just have to go far enough so that you feel something that you can work with. That is interesting, but not impossible. And then slowly lift back up. Well done. Let's swap sides. The left wrist holds the right, left hand holds the right wrist. I said it again. Take it over to the side, press the feet down, especially that right foot. Keep it nice and grounded. Invite some space into the whole right side body. And these poses can be quite intense, this side body lengthening and strengthening. Slowly lift back up. So try not to hold your breath while we're in these side bends. And then bring hands together at the heart. A couple of sun salutations with extra side bends. Inhale, lift the arms. Feel the length in your sides as you stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Push the shins away and then lift your chest nice and high so that you can feel this length in the side body. If you stay in a deep forward fold, you won't feel that length. Exhale, step right foot back. Lower the right knee down. Place your left hand on the left knee. Lift the right arm and then take the right arm over the head a little bit to the left. Keep your core a little bit compact, so draw the front ribs together and reach the right fingertips away from the right knee, which is down and back. Good. Release that. Hands down, plank. Feel the length in the side body. Inhale in plank. Exhale, slowly lower down. Locust pose, reach your hands back. Turn the palms down and lift everything up, head, chest, arms and legs. And then make your way back to down dog. Inhale, down dog. We're just warming up in the sun salutations. Exhale, step right foot forward, left knee down. One breath, low lunge. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands down, step forward, fold at the top. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, take it up, press your feet down. Exhale, slowly fold. You can always bend your knees to give some slack to the hamstrings. Inhale, flat back. Lengthen the side, chest goes way forward. Exhale, hands down, the left foot back this time. Lower the left knee. Come up, low lunge. Right hand, right hip. left arm up, and if there's space, lean the left arm a bit to the right. Try not to arch your back too much, it's going to take some of that stretch away, so keep the front ribs in, and even if that lessens the side bend, then so be it. Slowly release, both hands down, step back to plank, inhale, exhale, slowly lower. Clasp your hands behind the lower back this time, and lift up locust pose variation. Lift the head, the chest, the legs, the arms. And again, get that sense of lengthening in the sides. Slowly release, take it back to down dog. Inhale in down dog, there's no rush. Exhale, step left foot forward, right knee down. Just one breath, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, step forward lightly and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do one more round, both sides. We'll do high lunges instead of low lunges. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, keep that length as you forward fold. Inhale, flat back, chest goes forward. Exhale, right leg steps back. Keep the right knee up if that's possible for you. Coming to high lunge, left hand, left hip, left knee. Lift the right arm up. Again, a little bit of core awareness as best as you can. Lift the right arm and take it over the head, just a tiny side bend. And you feel all the tissues along the side line, including the front of that right hip. Your hip flexors are going to be lengthening as one long chain of events. That's really how the body works. It's not separate muscles doing separate things. It's the whole system working together quite intelligently. Hands down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Hands a bit further back than your shoulders. For cobra, roll the shoulders back. Can you lengthen the sides of your body? Don't worry how high you go today. You might be just barely off the mat. That's okay. Exhale, move back, down dog. Take a breath. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Again, feel that length in the side body from your right fingertips down on the mat to your right foot, high in the sky. When you watch yourself in the video, it might not be exactly high in the sky, but that's what it feels like, which is enough. Step right foot forward. Keep the left knee up if you can. Lift your arms, one breath, high lunge. Hands down, step forward and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Stretch the fingertips. Exhale, hands to heart. Got half a round left, so let's go. Inhale. Press feet down and lengthen. Exhale, keep the length in the side body as you fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back. Keep the left knee up, unless if you need it down for a bit of support and balance. Otherwise, high lunge, right hand, right knee. Left arm up. Core intact. Take the left arm over the head. Just a little bit, you don't have to go all the way. Just to challenge that whole left side body line. And then release that. Both hands down. Inhale, find your plank. Exhale, lower your body to the mat. Cobra pose again. Roll the shoulders back. Broaden your chest forward. And then move the shoulder blades together behind your back as you squeeze the elbows in. That's a good cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Inhale, lift the left leg high this time. Sorry. Lift the left leg high and push away through both hands to lengthen the left side body. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot forward, high lunge. Here we go, one breath. Lift the arms and step forward. Exhale. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a couple of breaths. Feel the steady grounding of your mountain pose. Can you be active and strong, but at the same time relaxed and at ease? These are the two qualities we're always looking for in every yoga pose. Good. Chair pose. Feet hip distance apart for this one. Bend your knees a lot, so much that you can easily touch your fingertips down to the mat. And then come up hands to heart, but don't reduce the bend in the knees. So stay low with the hips. And then if you can, add the arms, reach your arms up while sitting down with the hips. If there's a chair behind you, sit a little bit to the back of the chair and then stretch your arms up, lean your thumbs behind you. Good, then hands to heart. Without shifting your hips to the side, transfer more weight onto the left foot. Press the left foot down and see if you can lift the right foot up. So we're trying not to do this to the side where we're moving the hip. That's an instability in the outer hip. So just watch out for that. That's enough. Place your foot down and fold in for a moment. Just relax here. The breath. Slow down whenever you get a little moment of a break like this. Okay, that's enough. Chair pose. Bend the knees generously. Don't hold back. And you be all in, hands to heart. Move your weight onto your right foot and then lift the left foot. Again, try not to lean too much to that right side. Try to stay in the middle, pushing right foot down. For me, I find it harder on this side not to lean to the right. So that's a good thing to pay attention to. Place the left foot down, hang down. You can bend your knees, you can hold elbows, or you can make it more active if you want to. And then slowly roll back up. Well done. We'll do tree pose next. Plant the left foot down. Take the right foot into the inside of the left leg. It might be above the knee, below the knee, rather not on the knee because your knee doesn't enjoy to be pushed from the side. I wouldn't recommend it. Nice. Just check, are your hips facing forward? And when that's the case, hands to heart. Now let's add a little side bend challenge. Right hand to right knee. I like to turn the palm up. Left arm lift up. And then now you can move the hip to the left as you take your left arm over the head and just play with this balance for a little moment. Can you stretch the whole left side body? Can you slide your right hand further down the right knee? More. More. Keep going. How do you know how far you can go? Well, it's when you fall out. That's when you know. So if you're still standing, keep going until you fall over. You should be able to know how far you can go. More than the fear of falling out. What's going to happen? We just start over again. It's harmless. All right. Shake the legs out. When we're doing the other side, right foot, press it down. We're rooting down, we're becoming a tree, remember. Left foot, place it inside the leg. Higher or lower, it's up to you, not on the knee. Push that foot and the thigh together, it's going to help with your balance. And then left hand to the left knee. Right arm lifted up. And then start to go for it. Go slowly, go slowly. Maybe this is it. You just stay here. That's fine. Or maybe you're like, no, I could go a little bit further. That's fine. Even if you've fallen out 20 times already, that's okay. Move the right hip to the right. Move right arm over the head. Slide the left hand down. And keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Ooh. Until you're out. Game over. No, not game over. You're just getting started as a yogi. This is part of your practice. Downward facing dog. So we've balanced on our legs. Let's balance on the arms a little bit as well. And in the process, strengthen the side body. One of the best side body strengtheners is side plank. Take your left hand to the middle and a bit forward of where your hands were. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Stack the right foot on top of the left and lift the right arm. If this is not happening, your wrist is sore, then lower the left elbow instead. That's fine, it's the same thing. Or if you need a bit less weight on that arm, you can place the right foot halfway to help a little bit with leg strength and arm strength. This is going well. You can reach the right arm overhead. Just hang it down over the head somewhere. Lift the hips up. Lift the right shoulder up. And drape the right arm down. Just relax in your side plank. I never thought I would say that. Relax in side plank. If you fall asleep, we'll wake you up afterwards. Right foot, place it in front of the left knee. And then hang the hips down. It's a really great pose to lengthen that whole side body and without making things too intense. Nice to get into outer hips as well. And if you want, you can even press that right knee a little bit to the back of your mat to feel some outer hip stretch in the top leg as well. Take a breath here to just hang out, feel the space between your ribs. On the left side, just open and widen. And then slowly release. Come back to down dog. Take a moment, compare both sides. We've done some strengthening and stretching work for the left side. And now we'll do the same for the right. So, right hand in the middle and a bit forward of where your hands were. Roll onto outside of right foot. Stack the left foot on top. You know, modifications, the elbow down if your wrist is sore, or the foot in front if it's too much weight and you're unable to hold the pose. All of these are fine. Lift the left arm up, reach it over the head, and just hang the arm down while lifting most of the rest of the body up. Relax as best as you can. 3, 2, 1. Left foot, step it in front of the right knee. Hang the hips down. And now we've just been strengthening this bottom side here. And now we'll bring a nice little stretch as a counterbalance. Hang out whichever tissues you want to lengthen. You feel that's automatically happening here, as definitely as you allow your weight to hang down. And as before, you could press that left knee a little bit away from you if that feels good. Slowly come back to down dog. In between, if you want to do a quick vinyasa to keep moving and active, then that's totally fine. If at all you need a child's pose at any point, then of course that's also recommended. It's an online video, so you can even pause for as long as you need to. If you want to do some more side planks, you can repeat that. Or if you want to pause for a little break, then that's a great idea. Good. Step the right foot forward. Turn the left heel down. Come into Warrior 2. When you feel ready, stretch the arms out to either side. Usually we look forward over that right hand, so see how that feels. But don't forget to pay equal attention, in your mind at least, to what's happening at the back. Left arm, left leg, don't forget about them. Left hand, slide it down the back leg, reverse warrior. Right arm lifted up, and then bend through that front knee. Just the same legs as warrior 2, but the upper body is leaning back now. Side angle pose. Right elbow to right thigh. Left arm reached up and over. This is a great side body lengthening pose. And then let's test how our side body strength is with the right elbow. Can you check if that elbow wants to lift? No, it doesn't want to lift, I know. But if it's able to lift, let's check. If it's able to lift, then reach it up and forward. If it's not able to lift, then of course, you wouldn't do that. It would be silly. 3, 2, 1. Right elbow back down. Thank goodness. Hang the left arm over the head. Again, not a very conventional way of doing side angle. It's an amazing stretch in the whole top line of the body. In case you have a bit more space in the hips to place the right hand down, then that's another option. But don't force anything to get into some kind of shape. The shape is less important than the experience. And then slowly lift back up. Now come back to reverse warrior just for a moment as a counter stretch. So we're moving from the left to the right side body in this little standing sequence. Now come up and straighten the front leg. Reach the arms out to the side and then lean forward, lean forward, lean forward until there's no more space. Lower the right hand. Lift the left arm up. And then bring left hand to left hip just for a moment. With the right hand, just check, can you release the weight on that right hand? And maybe if you don't need the right hand to push down on that leg, you can reach it forward instead. Let's try that for a moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, left arm overhead, reach, 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 reach. And then again, as we've done before, let the left arm just drape over your head and hang down. Maybe that right hand has come down onto the mat if your body allows for that, if it's available. But again, don't worry too much about the shape. That is not why we're here. We're here to get more balanced. In every aspect, not just standing on the leg, of course. And then lift back up. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior 1 more time. Nice. Step onto your right foot. I'm stepping back so that you can still see me. And we're coming to half moon pose. Right hand down. Right foot down, and then lift the left foot and the left arm. And then, as we've done before, reach the left arm forward and over the head, and just let the left arm hang again. Let it hang, and imagine it's being drawn down by gravity. Of course it is. Imagine you're holding something heavy in that left hand, and maybe you'll even touch the mat just by accident. Suddenly you're there and you didn't know that you were that low. Release that. Warrior 2 one more time. Reverse. Some good work into the side body. And hands down. Down dog. Or child's pose. Or chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Don't rush. Downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. before we move on. Good. Step your left foot in between the hands. Turn the right heel down. Warrior 2, I like the heels to be in the same line more or less, but you can play around with that and see what works for your body. Stretch the arms forward and back and look over the left hand, but pay equal attention to what's happening in the right side body. Strong, steady, yet relaxed. That's the qualities that we are embodying in each of the yoga poses. So see if you can find that. And then reverse, right hand down, left arm up, bend the left knee and lean back. Left elbow to the left thigh. Side angle pose, Parshvakonasana. Reach up and over through your right arm. And again, check. Left elbow, if it's glued to your left knee, you absolutely need it there. Then you have arrived, just stay here. If you're like, yeah, no, I'm in for a little challenge, and reach the left arm forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. 3, 2, keep bending the front knee. 1, release left elbow down again. Right arm, just lean it over the head. Maybe there's more space, left hand can touch down, that's fine. But if it's not happening, don't worry about it for a second. Whole top side of the body, can you integrate it in this long stretch? Good. Reverse warrior. Leg hasn't changed. I know this is hard for your front leg, but we'll be changing it around in a moment, which is now straighten the front leg. Prepare for the triangle. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Your body will stop at some point. Lower the left hand down. Lift the right arm up. And then right hand, right hip. Probably for now, there's quite a bit of weight in that left hand. It's quite normal. It's not a bad thing. But as we want to engage the side body more, especially the top side here, then we can try reach the left arm forward, if that works. 3, 2, keep steady in the legs. 1, left hand back down. Right arm over the head, reach to the front, and then just let the right arm relax. So again, you're getting into the lats, the QL, the outer hip, all those muscles on the side. Maybe the left hand by now can go a little bit lower, maybe on the mat. But if it doesn't, then we're not losing sleep over this. I think for the first 10 years of my yoga practice, my hand didn't want to go down. Or at least not without forcing it, which is a bad idea. Another breath here into the top side of your rib cage, and then slowly come up. One more reverse warrior. Feels so good to get into your sides. At least I hope you feel the same. And then come up, transfer weight into your left foot, half moon, left hand down, right leg, right arm. Reach up. It's a balancing pose. There's a good chance you will fall out a couple of times, which is totally normal. Reach the right arm over the head. Drape it down, maybe lift that right leg a little bit higher. And relax. The more you relax, surrender into the pose, the more chance that suddenly your right fingers will touch the mat. Or just at least become very heavy and lengthen the top side of the body, which is our intention, not touching the mat. And then release that. Step back, downward facing dog. So even though we're moving slowly, like we're moving through honey, this is not a fast class, but it can be quite intense because we're getting to some sticky parts in the side body. Lower the knees. Open the knees a little bit wider for child's pose. And this child's pose, reach your hands forward, but you can relax the elbows down. So we still get a little bit of that side body length that we're cultivating now. Rest the head down. If it's not easy to rest the head down, you can always stack your fists on top of each other or the hands. Remember to always modify the pose to suit your body and not modify your body to suit the pose. Often a mistake we made, we see some amazing shape on social media or in a picture, and we force our body into that shape even though our body may not be able to do it. Couple of breaths to slow down, to look inside. You might even feel the breath moves with a bit more ease into the sides of the rib cage now that we've brought a lot of awareness there and space and also strength. Then slowly lift back up. Swing your legs out in front of you and bend the right knee. Open the right knee to the right. Left leg is straight forward. Lift the chest up. Try to keep that length in both sides of the body. Even though this is an asymmetric pose, so we'll have to turn a little bit over that left leg. Then walk the hands a bit forward. That's it. And because it's asymmetric, you feel the right side body is in a bit of a side bend. The left side body shortened a bit. Can you feel that? Now, can you do your best to lengthen both sides? The left side will be a bit shorter because of the nature of this pose. But just to bring awareness to these more subtle details, that's how we advance in our yoga practice. We're becoming aware of what is happening in each moment. What I'd like to do here is move the right hand over the left leg and maybe hold the ankle or the foot. Even if you need to bend your knee a bit, that's fine. And then to lean away, so now we're shortening the left side body, lengthening the right, just to get a really nice stretch in the right side of the lower back. And if you feel on the right side of your spine, next to the spinal muscles, there's a muscle that feels pretty tight for most people. It's the quadratus lumborum, the QL. Gets tight from lots of sitting and holding the same posture for many hours of the day. So this is one of the best poses I find to get in there, to breathe some space into the lower back. And then slowly release that. Come back up. Stay here, but open the left leg a little bit wider. So almost like wide-legged forward fold, but we'll have one leg out and one leg in. And then bring the left elbow down towards the left knee, maybe inside the left knee, depends a bit on how your body feels. Right arm lifted up, keep all that space. Reach the right arm over the head and just hang it down again, just like we've done in the other poses. Don't feel like you have to reach to grab that foot and pull really hard. There's not much benefit in there. Gravity will do the work if you just hang down, unless if you're really flexible here in the side body, then that might be an easy option, but otherwise don't force it. I way prefer to just hang out here, breathe into the stop side of the rib cage and the side body, and just see what happens. Become a witness to the experience. So we're not always doing, thinking, and planning. We do enough of this. In yoga, sometimes we could just sit back and let the practice yield the results. Not always the results we had planned for. It might be way beyond your imagination, which is a good thing. Lift back up. Swap the legs. So straighten the right leg. We're starting forward, left knee bended and open the knee outside. Lengthen both sides of the body. You feel when you're centered, you're actually looking diagonally between the legs. But now if you turn a little bit to the right leg, you need to twist the torso a bit, which is the nature of this pose. That's fine. Walk the legs, the hands a bit forward and hold for a couple of breaths. First, we're trying to lengthen both sides of the body, even though the left side is a bit expanded, the right side is a bit shortened because it's an asymmetrical pose. Let's see if you can minimize that in the torso. Good. Left hand, move it over the right leg, outside the knee, ankle, the foot, doesn't matter. And then lean the torso a bit to the right. So you're trying to go over that right knee with your chest. And see if you can relax the lower back and invite that space there with the breath, like you're inflating a balloon around your belly, around the lower back, around the waist. And on the exhale, all the air is flowing out, all the tension is also flowing out. Work on this for the next few breaths, just focus on the lower back. And then gently release. Keep the legs the same, but just open the right leg a little bit further. You might have to adjust that left foot as well. Right elbow, lower it down somewhere. Left arm, reach it open. Keep the length as you reach the left arm over the head, and then just hang down when you've reached the maximum. It's very simple. No need to go further than that. You feel because of the shape, the left hip is pinned down. It's anchored, and we're reaching the left arm, the left side of the ribcage away from it. A couple of breaths, we're bringing balance to both sides of the body, but also to the mind and the body, to our mental state, by paying attention to what's happening on the inside. Becoming a bit more balanced is a work that never ends. You'll never wake up one day and suddenly say, okay, now I'm very balanced. From now on, I've got it. It's bound to, something will happen that will throw you off balance. A life situation may change. And we have to find our balance all over again. That's the nature of this balancing. We'll end with seated forward fold with the straight legs out in front. Press your hands down, lift the chest up. We've done a lot of side body lengthening, so you might just feel, wow, there's so much space here. Use that space from the hip to the armpits. Keep it, and keep the legs active as you walk the hands a little bit forward. For some people, just sitting upright, maybe with the support of the hands, might be plenty. So if that's you, just stay here. If you can walk a little bit forward while still lengthening the chest, that's good. And just go to where you feel you could just stay for a few breaths and pay attention to the inner experience. If you want to hold your feet, that's fine, but try not to pull really hard with the arms, because this external force is not always the best way to work with this. If you round your back a little bit, there's no problem, of course, but try not to do it excessively. Keep a sense of length in the sides. So the work of balancing is never ending. We can always become a bit more balanced, or something that's going to come will throw us off balance. You know, pandemic is a very good example in recent times. So we never really know what's going to happen, but what we can do is prepare ourselves mentally and physically to be as strong and stable as possible so that we can handle whatever comes, because we never know. At least this balancing work is within our power. And does it mean we'll never fall? No, definitely not. We'll stumble, we'll wobble, we'll lose our balance many times. But the yogi just gets back without giving up, without judging herself or himself. And then slowly lift up and lie down on your back. We've got a couple of minutes left for our Shavasana, the ultimate balancing and relaxing pose. So shuffle around to find a really good spot to place your body down. Now there's no more strengthening work, no more stretching, no more balancing. We're balancing off being active and putting in muscular effort versus surrendering and just allowing things to unfold, which is equally important as the active part. Maybe more, because the active part we're good at. We already do this. But surrendering now, this is hard. So see how much you can let go. The body, your breath. Can you let go of the mind? It will do all kinds of things to come with thoughts and images. That's fine. Don't allow it to take center stage. Just lie back and relax. And then start to take a few deeper breaths. Feel this restful state of your body and your mind. This is why we practice. It's not all these poses and these stretches and strengthening. It's this, to bring everything back together. To get the mind and body, emotions, your energies back on the same page. Slowly move your hands, move your feet. Bend your knees, roll over onto one side. And then you can push up to sitting. Bring your hands together in front of the heart. Touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart center, and bow to yourself on the mat. Thank you so much for practicing this morning, and well done. I hope to see you here again soon. Namaste, everybody. See you.